Alright, so we're gonna start in our Sukhasana. You're gonna keep your chest up, and this is really just to center yourself. You also want to to keep yourself grounded as we're doing the poses as we continue, but you just want to breathe, and we're gonna hold this for 10 seconds. I'm gonna keep your arms to your knees, or you could keep them to your chest, but just gonna hold and breathe. Alright, next we're gonna do our forward seated fold. So you're gonna have heels flexed, and you're just gonna reach over and you're gonna try to touch your toes. You don't have to. If you can't, you can obviously bend them if you want to touch your toes, but make sure that your feet are flexed at always, because that's how you're really going to get the stretch and the benefits of this. If you want, you can also get a strap to like a band to do the stretch almost for you, just to keep it resisted. And we're just gonna hold this, make sure your feet are flexed. Alright, next pose we're gonna lay down, and it's called fish pose. Basically, you're gonna lay down and you're gonna have your feet to your sides, and you're just gonna flex your back up, and this is really just gonna open your chest, and it's just gonna help you breathe better as you're stretching. This is also gonna help with your spine a lot, just to as it for flexibility and all that. So we're just gonna breathe, and you're gonna hold that. Also, if you want, if that stretch is too hard, you could also put a block under your back, so it's almost keeping your back up for you, but it's really just to help your upper back and to keep your chest open with that. Our next pose, we're gonna lunge, but we're gonna have what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our hands down on the floor, so our knees gonna be up and our hands are gonna be on the floor, and we're just gonna lean our chest forward. This is really gonna help with our hamstrings when we stretch, and we're gonna, as we lean forward, we push it past our hips. Ground yourself with your hands. That's why we're keeping our hands on the floor, and just stretch and just breathe as you stretch. And then we're gonna switch. Do it on this side. And if touching the floor with in this lunge is too hard, what you could either do is you could put blocks under your hands, which would make it easier to hit the floor and grind yourself to the floor, or what you can do is you could just put the knee down and then just lean forward, as long as you're just getting that nice hamstring stretch, and just breathe. Alright, so we're gonna stay in that lunge for our next pose. It's just called easy twist in a lunge, but it's just, as we're gonna lunge, all we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hand and we're gonna reach to the sky. And this is really just gonna keep, like I said in the other ones, just our chest open, and this is gonna give us a nice shoulder stretch as we're reaching to the sky with it. And then we can do the other way. And this is giving us a nice, good twist in the lower back as we're stretching our other shoulder too. Ground yourself on the floor with this hand. And alright. Now we're gonna stretch our lower back, and we're gonna go into a cobra. So you can do this many ways, but the typical stretch is just to keep your arms nice and locked out, and we're gonna just stretch our lower back, keep our chest up, and we're gonna breathe. If this is too much on your back, if you have back issues, you could also go on your forearms and just keep your back and chest nice and up. You could also, if you have delicate wrists, you can also go on your fists and just get that nice lower stretch in the back and breathe. Alright, after you get that stretch, breathe a couple of times, we're gonna go into our cat stretch. So it's basically, we're gonna go here and we're gonna just stretch our nice shoulders. Our shoulders are gonna, our rotator cuffs are gonna get that stretch in. And we're just gonna relax our back now, give it a break. And now it's just really, again, our shoulders. This is putting a lot of pressure in the rotator cuffs. And we're just gonna stretch. Rest your head down. Breathe. Oh, and if this stretch is too much on the shoulders, you could put blocks under right here just to relieve some of that stretch that you're giving as you're doing it. Alright, so then after we do that, we're going to go into our child's pose. So we're going to stay on our knees, and then basically you're going to let your head rest on the floor, and you're going to relax the shoulders that we just stretched, and you're just going to lay calm in child's pose. We're just going to breathe. Alright, and then after that, we're going to slide back onto our backs. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to, it's called East Faces West pose. And it's basically, we're supposed to do it after the fish pose, but I actually forgot. But basically what we're going to do is you're going to lift up in the heels, and you're going to stretch your hips up to the ceiling. And you're just going to sit there, you're going to get that core workout, and this is also going to put a lot of pressure on your triceps. And you're just going to hold it and just breathe. Some can hold it longer than others, but what was this going to say? If you want, since your fingertips, when you do the pose, are supposed to be inward, facing your lower body, you can face them outward just to get that better stretch. If it's harder for you. And then now what we're just gonna do, we're gonna do our Shavasana, our corpus pose. So we're just gonna lay down and we're just gonna breathe. Relax every muscle, all the muscles that we just stretched. This pose is just good to just like relax and to just settle everything, because we just stretched and we just worked out and strengthened a lot of our muscles that we just did.